You know, I've been living in Seoul, South Korea for 12 years, and I've been living in Korea altogether for about 14 years, and I've seen some crazy stuff since I've been here. I've had the honor of going to a lot of weddings in this country. I've traveled around to so many different amazing places, and I've tasted a lot of amazing food with a lot of amazing people. And because I've had so many positive experiences, so many wonderful experiences here in Korea, I have nothing but positive things to say about this country. All of you know how I feel about Korea. This is my home. However, these days I feel like my country, my home, I don't want to say my country, but my home is under attack. And that's because of this person named Johnny Somali. Let's talk about him, and let's talk about how he's dangerous for Korea, but also for foreigners living here. Honestly, I never knew anything about Johnny Somali until a week ago, when a few of my YouTube subscribers left comments saying how I should be careful because Johnny Somali is running rampant in this country. One of my subscribers even said for me to be careful because I look like Johnny Somali. So I had to do a quick Google search to find out who this guy is. Who is Johnny Somali? Why is he causing like all of this uproar? And why are people comparing Johnny Somali to me? So it did not take me long to find some of the worst atrocities that I've ever seen committed in Korea by foreigners who are visiting this country. He should be kicked out of Korea as soon as possible. Like, I was watching some of his videos and he's doing some very dumb things. Like, I can't fathom why a person would actually do these things in a foreign country, but also, why would you even think about doing these things in general? It doesn't make any kind of sense. And so there's one video of Johnny Somali. He's sitting in a convenience store and he's eating ramen, or he's eating some kind of food, and he's being very disrespectful to the older woman who's working at the convenience store. Like, what kind of person would think about doing something like this? And how does he have so many followers? How does he have so many subscribers and so many views? I mean, that's also very mind-boggling. One of the funny things is that Johnny Somali would be considered Black American, or even some people would say he's African American. So all of his derelict behavior, it kind of brushes off on the African Americans or Black Americans, or even Black people, Africans, however you want to call yourself, here in Korea. Okay, that can be a little far-fetched. Maybe just because Johnny Somali is acting like a child, he's acting like he's crazy, he has no sense. It doesn't mean that, because of the color of his skin, everyone's going to associate his behavior with other not light-skinned, like-skinned people. And even though I'm not happy with Johnny Somali and his antics here in my beloved Korea, this does afford me the opportunity to talk about some different cultural skills that people should have when they're traveling or visiting another country. I'm not sure if I've talked about this in another video or not, but I'm very disturbed with how a lot of YouTubers go around to different countries and they act a fool. And this can have terrible, dire consequences on all foreigners who visit or travel around to different countries. But more specifically, I want to talk about like African Americans and the Black community. Why Johnny Somali's antics, why his derelict behavior can bode even worse for us. I think I have a bit of self-awareness, and I think I'm pretty good at reading the room, like looking at my surroundings and understand how people perceive me or perceive like different situations. When I hear about Johnny Somali coming to Korea and he's defaming everything that he does, and he's making Americans look bad, he's making foreigners look bad in the eyes of Koreans, but he's also making African descent people look bad as well. And maybe a lot of you will say, oh, Francois, we know the difference between each individual, but I mean, seriously, sometimes people don't know the difference, and one person can create a stereotype or add to the stereotype of an entire group of people. Like, there's one instance that really comes to mind, and it makes me stop and think and just recall like my feelings. Like, I had very strong feelings about this incident, and a lot of my friends who were with me, they didn't really seem to mind, but for me, because I think I have some kind of cultural awareness or just awareness in general, it stuck out. And that was when I was in Busan, and it was about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. So down in Busan, I went to McDonald's with a few of my friends, and inside there was a lot of people. There were like tons of people because it was the 4th of July weekend. So many of you know that here in Korea there are a lot of U.S. military personnel. So on that day, on the holiday, all of the U.S. personnel, military personnel, they were out and they were just partying and having fun. In McDonald's, there were tons of people, and the vast majority of those people were African Americans. And usually I would be like very happy and enthusiastic about seeing, people who look like me, self-identity or self-identification theory, something like that. Whenever you see people who look like you, you tend to gravitate toward them or, feel more accepted around them. But in this case, it was the complete opposite. So let me paint the scene for you. Behind the counter, there were Korean workers and there were Korean people who were buying food. There were just like maybe a few Koreans in there, maybe 5 or 6, but then there were like maybe 10 or 12 African Americans. And then more Koreans started to come in and some of the African Americans started to leave. There remained like 4 or 5 African Americans. I remember there were like 3 girls and 2 guys. And the girls were so loud. They were like super, super loud. And they were just using like the N-word, like constantly, like N-word this, N-word that. And I'm a big proponent of never using this word. It's not cool. It's not fun to use this word in music or just even as a term of endearment. I think this word should be eradicated from anyone's vocabulary. The African American group, they were like screaming and yelling or speaking so loud using the N-word, N-word this, N-word that, N-word this, N-word that. And Koreans were just looking at them, just not saying anything, just looking at them. And when the Koreans were looking at them with like eyes of like bewilderment and just like, exasperation, like what is going on? It made me feel bad because I'm also African American and I can never escape like my people. I can't escape, coming from where I come from or, being who I am. So it made me feel bad to see the Koreans witnessing how, we as a people were acting on that particular night. Yeah, so I mean, think about that. If you see a bunch of African Americans or people of any ethnic background, Chinese or Koreans or Japanese or Europeans, anyone, if you see them just acting a fool and like running amok, like what would you think? Would you think like these people are cool, approachable, nice, amicable, or is it amiable? One of those. I always get those 2 words confused. But would you think that these people are well-behaved individuals and deserve to be in your country, or would you try to steer clear of them, and make sure that you have nothing to do with them? Oh, hi, good to see you. That's the best part of filming a YouTube video on campus is like all of your students are looking at you like, yo, what is he doing? Yeah, so this whole situation with Johnny Somali has me thinking about all of these things. Like, first of all, he's American here and he's a guest in this country. He's also considered, Black American. So, his actions, what kind of repercussions are they going to have on other African Americans or people of African descent here in this country? I mean, of course, I'm not Johnny Somali, and a lot of other African Americans or people of African descent living and working in Korea have no connection to him, no relation to him at all. But already commenters are telling me to be careful because I look like Johnny Somali, or maybe I resemble him or he resembles me. But anyways, connections are already starting to be made. So I think Johnny Somali's situation can actually teach us a lot about, what was a big dog over there? His situation can teach us a lot about cultural awareness and just having decent common courtesy and etiquette. I mean, that goes a long way. Common courtesy and etiquette. Yo, dog, have some common courtesy and etiquette. I'm filming. Yo, this guy is not happy. Oh, I pointed the camera at him and he walked away. Yeah, so like also in a couple of Johnny Somali's videos, he's starting to be like attacked and beaten up by Koreans. And I don't condone violence of any sort unless it's in self-defense. I can kind of understand, I can empathize a lot with the Koreans who are attacking him because this guy is crazy. He's doing a lot of terrible things here in Korea. He's causing not only harm for Koreans, but he's also causing harm for foreigners as well. And he's causing harm for himself and his friend who's going around filming with him. My grandma always taught me when I was growing up, Francois, treat others the way you want to be treated. And if you ever go anywhere, always be respectful. You should be more respectful of places hi.
Hello.
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 Hi. Oh,
Hi.
I can't put you on camera. You're children. Bye.
Bye.
See you. Thank you. See you. I didn't really hear what he said, but yeah, it was two little children. They wanted to be on the camera, and I was like, nah, you're children. Wait, did they say I'm handsome? If so, then yeah, maybe I should put them on camera. Yeah, but anyways, grandma always taught me, you know, be respectful wherever you go. Actually, you should be more respectful in a place that you're visiting than you should be at home. And that's not saying that you should treat your home like shit, or you should, like, you know, have degenerate behavior you know, at your home. But if you're going to a different place, you should show more decorum and more like congeniality, maybe. You should show more of your good side, more of your positive side than you should your negative side, because you never know how your image, the image that you portray, will be perceived by people who are looking at you. And then they can in turn take the image that they have of you and generalize it to other people who look like you. Yo, I always like this traffic scene when I'm going home. There's nothing like fun or special about it. It just looks so cool. Yeah, guys, but let me know what you think should happen to Johnny Somali, however you pronounce his name. I'm tired of saying his name. I don't want to promote him or his content, but yeah, he's coming to Korea. He's here, and he's doing so many foul things. Like, do you think he should be sent back to the United States, or do you think he should actually serve some jail time here in Korea? Because I've heard that he's also committed some assault and battery crimes. Yeah, that's very dangerous for him. It's dangerous for foreigners, and it's also dangerous for Koreans, because you're coming to another country and you're harming people who consider you as a visitor here. You came to this country as a visitor. This is not your home. I've lived in Korea for 14 years. I consider this place my home, but I am not Korean. I participate in Korean society as much as I can with the skills and abilities that I have, but I am not Korean. I cannot come to this country. I cannot wake up every day in this country. I can't just spit anywhere I want. I can't, you know, castigate people anytime I want. I can't say negative things about the government and how these policies or these things right here aren't making Korea a better place, because I'm not Korea, or I'm not Korean. Korea is evolving and developing at its own pace based on the amount of resources and skills and people and you know, all those things that it has. You know, it's doing the best that it can with what it has. But I'm definitely not going to be in this country, and I'm not going to attack anyone. I'm not going to harm someone. I'm not going to travel, you know, thousands of miles from my home country just to do some stupid, dumb stuff for clicks and views. That doesn't make any kind of sense to me. And just like thinking about why a person would want to do that, and Johnny's friend, why would you want to be associated with a person who does that, who puts you in a bad situation, who puts you in a bad light? The older I get, the more I realize that it's imperative for me to protect my brand. Absolutely essential for me to protect my brand, Francois Marc, Francois Harris, Francois, whatever you may have it. It's absolutely essential that I do all that I can to protect my image. Like, I'm not going to subjugate myself to any kind of pitiful treatment of people or pitiful treatment of myself just for some clicks and views. Because people watch a video here one day, they forget about it, and they're on to the next video the next day. So I'm definitely not going to harm anyone just so I can have my 15 seconds or what is it, 30 seconds of fame or something like that, because I'm already famous. Snap, the train is here. I can't finish the vlog. I gotta go home and finish it. Oh my goodness, the sun goes down so early in the fall here in Korea. Sheesh, it was just like super sunny. Now all of a sudden it's like it's like almost dark. So in conclusion, I guess I just want to say, like, for Koreans, Johnny Somali, or Johnny Somali, whatever his name is, he does not represent people of African descent, all people of African descent. And also for African Americans or people of African descent, like, please be mindful of your environment and how you conduct yourself in foreign countries. Like, you should be mindful of how you conduct yourself in your home country, but people are always looking at us. With the advent of the internet and like how communication and how these videos go viral and people can see anything all the time, and once something is on the internet, it's never erased. Like, you never know who's going to watch your video. You never know who's going to see you. All in all, I love all people. I want all people to progress. I want all people to be happy. I want all people to have food on their table. I want all people to be happy. I want all people to treat each other with respect. So it's just really unfortunate that this Johnny guy is an asshole, and he's an asshole in my country, in my Korea. Like, nah. I represent Korea. Like, you can't come to this country and treat Koreans terribly and not have me say something about it, man. I love this country. Korea's done a lot for me, and I'll never like turn my back on Korea for some clicks and views. Like, who cares about that? Like, seriously, why would you come? Anyways, I'm rambling. Thanks a lot for watching this video. It was short. I know it's kind of like all over the place. I meant to have like a more ordered video, but I'll do it next time. It'll be okay. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. Love you all. Take care. See you in the next one. Peace. Oh. Stay hydrated. Make sure you stay hydrated. Peace. There we go.